Hey everybody, it's Muffin and welcome back to another video. This week we're still focusing on econ. I think that it's just pretty complicated and it's hard to break down into little boxes. I'm just going to do 5 games this week where I talk about, walk through a couple of different games and show you kind of how I think about econ throughout the entire game. It's simple, but it's complicated. So we're going to just jump into another game. This is actually my second recording of the day. However, the first one was just so... It was the easiest first of my life, and there's just nothing to learn from it. So we're just going to do another one. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump in and hope that I can find something that's going to be able to help you guys with your saving up gold. Like I said in the last video, is you really want to focus on, by default, heading to 50 and then just being able to find reasons and analyze when you should be spending your gold. I think a lot of people focus too much on getting to 50 and then just never spending their gold except for staying above 50, but there's actually quite a few times where people, especially like professional players, will almost even roll down to 0 on like stage 3-2 or something like that if they're trying to make their comp stronger so they lose a lot less HP. And that's something that I struggled with a lot when I was getting into TFT, and I think a lot of people either roll constantly, if they're brand new, they'll roll constantly in stage 2, or they won't roll at all until they're at 50 gold. And sometimes it's very important to spend gold. So that's what we're going to go over today. So yeah, if you like this type of content, please consider subscribing. And actually there's a whole playlist of me talking about TFT in these kind of not even VOD reviews. I kind of talk over the game while I'm playing it. So if you want to see a lot of content that's like that, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that like button. It really helps me out. And people have been actually really engaging with these videos recently. Pardon my dogs, they're freaking out right now. I think someone just got home, but yeah, I've really appreciated the support on the videos recently, and thank you all, you new subscribers. And I'm going to skip to whenever the game starts because this is a long queue. Alright, so as always, we're going to look for a unit that can hold their item pretty well. There doesn't seem like too many great ones. I guess we're stuck with an armor. Okay, because cloak is like the worst start in the game, I'm pretty sure. It's like cloak and glove are two of the worst. So armor ash, that was not a great carousel at all. I don't know why I did not think to grab something good, but here we are with an ash. Last game I got ash bow, so that was pretty great. Now recently we're seeing a lot in like the Chinese meta and like even in NA meta that a lot of people are feeling a lot more comfortable sticking with playing Samira in like the AD tree, so I'm actually a little bit more confident in that still. I've experimented with AP recently, but since we have a sword right now in this chain vest, I'm pretty sure we're leaning more towards the AD tree right now. We got mascots as a frontline early. That does tend to lean more AP, but I mean Galio's really good for Samira, since you really want to play 3 civilian in that comp. So Galio kind of techs into it, and then you have Sivir as a carry, or like some other sure shot as your carry throughout the most of the early and mid game. So that's probably what we're looking at right now. Plus a cloak. This is definitely feeling a lot more AD than anything else. We're guaranteed to get econ here. There's a huge chance we're going to be playing some type of underground early game maybe. Makes me think I'm going to grab this gangplank for duelist. The rest of these units not too crazy about. Lux might be okay. Kind of a bunch of hodgepodge of units that we're getting right now, if I'm being honest. But we have 3 items right now. If you don't know item components in the early game, you're guaranteed to get 3 item components maximum. You can get less, but you are guaranteed you can't get more than 3. So if you've gotten 3 in stage 1, 2, and 1, 3, then you are guaranteed to get it in. We just want a lose streak, right? We just play this. AFK. I'm down. So the cool thing about this is an econ trait where we are guaranteed to lose for the longest period of time. So there's a chance that other people might have. I mean, this guy's got consistency, so he's probably going to want to lose to us. But for the most part, we're just going to try and lose streak, and we get 20 free gold for doing it. So that's kind of cool. It would have been ideal if we had undergrounds at this point. Then we would be getting pretty close to a cash out. But basically, this is just promoting your loss streak strategy, and it's going to help you springboard into a stronger board later on in the game. And I'm pretty confident in that. Actually, there's a couple of people that seem they want to lose streak, and we might be able to win streak with our mascot opener is what it's seeming like. I don't think that's how you're supposed to play the game, but you know what? Sure, I'll play strong with my AFK. I thought we were quite weak, but no. No, we are not. We won our first round. It's kind of boring not being able to move anything, so I'll probably skip till at least carousel. Okay, so welcome back. So we did manage to lose one and then win one. It seems like actually a lot of people are lose streaking. We went against this guy who's literally just got a blitzcrank on his board. So we are going to get our 20 gold, but we're in a weird scenario where we probably do want to promote being fast-paced. We have if we take this, we get Sunfire. Bloodthirster's not really too great, but we're just going to probably make a Runeans here with a bow later. Another good option that we could have made is made gargoyles with these 2 items and then found something to finish with our sword. But honestly, I'm kind of figuring out where the heck I'm going with this because we're at 42 gold and we're strong, and I'm not used to being strong here. Or not strong, but we're healthy. Like, okay, so probably what's the strongest thing we can do here? Definitely want to hold this. Probably want to hold you. And we're going to definitely slam this Sunfire. We lose this fight guaranteed. So we're probably going to lose streak. At least, so we're probably going to go into Krugs with a 2-unit lose streak. Unfortunately, we're in a really weird position right now. We don't have any AP items, so the chances that we use Zoe are very low. And I'm down to hold this Duelist Fiora. Yeah, we're kind of in a weird hodgepodge position where everyone played weak, and somehow even with AFK we were not the weakest person out there. Literally not being able to use our own board. Okay, but we do have our Sivir, we do have our Ezreal, so we can probably get into some kind of undergrounds if we want to pretty soon. Or we have duelists. But we don't have any ranged duelists like an Ashe, so that's not very great. That probably means that we're going to get rid of you and build around Alistar being up here for a while. And while we lose this, we probably do want to make 50 gold here. Recon, it's probably too late. It's definitely too late for us to play around Underground, especially knowing Underground's contested. We do definitely want to make 50 gold here, since that's pretty much the only thing we've opted our comp into being good at, is getting 50 gold at stage 2. And then we're going to take this and springboard ourselves into a decently strong mid-game and a decently strong late game is the idea. So we have our Sivir, we have our Galio, and our idea is that we probably still want to play around and hopefully we really do still want to play. Oh, we actually won this? Oh, this early game is a disaster. Luckily, we were able to save it with luckily, we did okay by just being able to have. Luckily, AFK made it so that it wasn't too bad. We probably want to level here. This is definitely not a setup where we want to play slow. We want to play fast because we are going to be down a Gray Augment for the rest of the game. It only gave us this 20 gold, and we only lost 16 HP for it, which is not terrible. But we got to play to our advantage while we can. So, probably getting level 6, making items on our Ashe, or on our Kale. One of the best tempo ways to play early game is being able to play around Duelists. Duelist AD is really strong. This can be, it could be Runeans IE. I don't know if that's the strongest thing. Probably Last Whisper, and then we make something else with this cloak and sword. So I'm down for Last Whisper. I don't like Runeans IE. It actually probably was Runeans IE if I'm going to be honest. We don't have any upgraded frontline units, which is not great. We most definitely want to stay strong, so I'm going to give us Ox Force. Even though we don't have that many DPS units. But let's give us 3 duelists, a little bit more frontline. We can sell this Annie. We dip down and lose 1 econ for it, but I think we want to start a win streak going. And this is going to help us do it for the good old cost of 1 econ. Now another thing we can do is actually keep this Sivir in, or we can even take out this Nasus to get in Annie and then also play Sivir. I think if we get Sure Shot, we definitely take out Kale. Now this is an Oxforce Spatula. which could get us to 4 Ox Force, but I don't know if we're playing... We might be able to play around Aphelios, but it feels weird to take that position right now. I'm going to go ahead with this, especially now that we found ourselves a Senna. We don't really need this guy in. We just need these duelists, and Nasus isn't doing anything insane for us, and we're just going to play around Senna as our main carry. And we really do like Alistar in our final comp, so it's okay to have him in as well. I'm down to sell you, and we're just going to kind of push levels in any increment that allows us to really... Okay, that's a Samira. Allows us to really just keep a lot of our HP. A lot of people are level 6, but they're below 50 econ. We have decent HP, so we should be able to just steadily level to 8 and be able to find all our 2 stars. Even though this guy, or where was he? This guy already has Samira, which feels odd, but he rolled a lot of his gold in stage 3. But he rolled a lot of his gold at level 6, so he's going to be kind of low HP. So he's going to be low gold for a while. It's going to be hard for him to keep up with us, since he's going to have to get his econ back up. Being able to not roll is actually a huge advantage. Or being able to level up without needing to roll. So being able to hold units. Sometimes I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about when I talk about TFT. Kind of having clear direction. This Senna's like super powerful actually. Sure shot, and then what part of the flexibility is its ability to just like be replaced with Samira. Do we go against Samira guy? Yes, we do. Oh, he actually rolled a lot and found Sejuani, Samira, and he's got laser core. Huh. He actually seems like he's in a really good position. We're lucky enough to win. Oxforce did that for us. GG's. Well, Oxforce and just having a strong front line. And actually a really good back line. Samira is really hard to run without Last Whisper, especially since you get AD for free. Runan's, I wouldn't say is that great of an itemizations. Runan's glove, definitely not so, because it doesn't give you very much. We just want like an IE or a Giant Slayer here to finish off this sword item. Or we can find something to do with this cloak. It's probably going to be a armor. Actually, armor Rammus wouldn't be bad since we are holding this other Rammus for no reason. I'm okay with it. We could have grabbed this Alistar too, but the only thing is that then we'd have an Alistar that we, like, 2 different Alistars. And, like, their items spread, which is kind of odd. And we don't want items on Alistar in the end of the game, so it's probably not that great in the first place. 2-star Sivir is pretty nice. This guy seems a lot weaker than... Like, he should not be winning the lobby right now. 2 people are running Samira, but I feel like they're rolling a lot on level 6. So, we could level right now. We'd lose 1 gold. Get in Rammus. We lose 1 gold because we lose 1 interest. That's all I'm saying right there. And I think 1 interest is definitely worth trying to maintain our win streak, going level 7. As well as we're kind of getting a little closer to our odds of finding Samira. Samira's going to be contested, so we probably want to go level 8. And maybe even push into level 9 if we're able to carry with this Senna too and save enough HP. We're quite strong, so these people are going to have to push rolling, like low level. Otherwise, they're going to just bleed out. Meanwhile, we get to save our HP and push levels. If we find a Senna too, Senna actually is able to hold a lot of, put out a lot of DPS, especially at 2 sure shot. And if you haven't upgraded, and honestly upgraded units are pretty good. The difference between a Senna 2 and a Samira 2 is honestly not insane enough to where you should roll down all of your gold on level 7 or level 8 looking for a Samira 2, especially if you're contested. It might just be worth going level 9 and getting another unit in. That's my opinion. And I think it's actually a general consensus for a lot of people. There is an argument that maybe this guy goes in front a bit, but I don't know. I like Rammus not getting targeted first. This guy's level 7 and has no gold as well. So even if he wins this fight, he's going to have the same problem of he's going to be stuck on 7 for quite some time. And he's not going to be able to find what a lot of the upgrades he's looking for. Just because of that. Even if he wins this fight, I don't know if he does. LeBlanc's kind of hard to tell how good she is until the fight's over. Because sometimes she will 1v9 an entire comp, but no, she wasn't able to. Just staying above 50 gold. But I do think we are going to push to level 9. Depends on if we're able to find this Senate 2 or not. I would hope that we can. I don't know who's still in our combat pool. I don't think we roll on 7 though. I think we've got 2 of the main upgrades that matter. Maybe we should do roll on 7 because then we can 2-star our 3 costs. We do have pairs for most of them. So it actually is really worth. Actually, this Cho'Gath's very valuable as well. This tier is not. Cho'Gath could be going in over Rammus. There's an argument for it. He does a lot of CC, which is pretty valuable, but I mean that's a Cho'Gath too, is it not? I think there is a world where we should roll here a little bit. Let me find Rammus 2. That's pretty nice. Honestly, this is probably better than Ox Force. As hard as it is for me to say. And then now I feel pretty comfortable leveling. I don't think we ever hold this Sivir pair, especially since we don't have items on Sivir right now. But we should be pretty strong. Unfortunately has an Aurelian Soul who's able to attack our Senna backline. Rip. Oh, but he totally missed and now it's dead. Okay, so we're actually maintaining our streak. And we just took down the other guy who's super healthy in the lobby. And he's rolling on 7. He has low gold as well. So all these people are going to be stuck on 8 for a long time. Okay, so actually this version of Sivir, or Senna, is actually super broken. It gives us a Senna 2 right now immediately, which is actually really good. And then we can just level up. And we're going to go level 9 to replace this. We do want to hold any Sennas that we can find. But we're going to replace this with Samira, and we're going to find ourselves an Aphelios, and that just gives an instant 30 AD to all of our sure shots instantaneously, which is freaking broken. Now we can level up and get this in, and it makes us a lot more likely to save, to keep our streak. We do lose 2 gold if we lose, but I saw that this guy had an upgraded A-Soul 2 with a Jewel Gauntlet, and that made me a little worried that we would probably lose the fight. But with a fully upgraded board now here on level 8, we should be able to just win. It looks like we one-shot his backline with our Senna. Senna actually did a lot of damage. And actually, you know what? Let's give a shout out to Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath 2 is doing a lot more damage than I ever give him credit for. I normally think Cho'Gath has like a non-damage champion, but he actually did 2nd most damage and quite a bit. That's a Leona. Now I think in like the perfect version of this comp, we probably just get rid of this Gangplank, right? I can't imagine Gangplank is doing that much. Yeah, no, he's not. And we don't have a duelist on the board anyways, so I'm down to get rid of this Gangplank, help make us more econ. This is 5 gold right here. We definitely want to hold on to this Alistar pair, but I think we actually have a really strong comp right now. We have 2 Aegis. We have our Sejuani who's able to freeze people. That Samira is a bit scary, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if it's scary enough. Oh, it definitely is. It definitely is. Wait, he has a 2-star Leona? He went level 8 and he rolled down his gold, all his gold, and he found a Samira and a 2-star Leona. Huh. I don't know about that. That does not sound right to me. You know what it is? Sometimes people do play that way and they just get lucky with good stuff. So you know what? You can't feel too bad about it. It'll mess up your mental. We would ideally still have a Giant Slayer here, but I think it's perfectly fine to go for IE. We have so much AD stacked up from one sure shot, but also from core formation, that we do not need more AD. Like a Deathblade would be terrible. Yeah, Deathblade doesn't feel like it would be very good. However, being able to crit on all the damage coming out, or all the AD that we are getting, would be very valuable. We're really actually not that far off of going 8, and we have like 10, probably not 10 losses. We have like probably 5 losses we can take, assuming that they're really bad losses. So we're not in a terrible situation either. As far as how much we're able to econ and go level 9, and then we should be able to roll for a lot of 4-cost units, or a lot of 5-cost and 4-cost units. Even though Samir is contested, we'll probably focus our items. We'll probably leave our items here on this Senna until we're able to find like an Aphelios 2 or a Samira 2, and then we'll move those items from Senna over to one of those 2 units. Something that's important to remember is units are way more important to, something to constantly think about is that units being upgraded is honestly way more powerful than just having like a 4-cost, right? Like a Senna 2 is better than a 4-cost, than a Samira 1 all day, every day. And we're even still in 2nd place, and this guy, the guy that just beat us, oh, we're still in 1st place. And we have a lot of HP. This will allow us to get in 3 civilian, which is super important for us. A lot of physical damage is being blocked. It doesn't look like a lot of people are playing AD right now. That's physical. That's magical. This is physical. Well, it's physical and magical. That's a Soraka. Physical, magical, magical, magical. So all the lower level players are playing magical. What's the weather? Gains mana to adjacent enemies, so everyone would cast instantaneously, which is really good for our Senna, I feel. That's a lot of shields on their team. But Cho'Gath's able to mana read them pretty easily, so everyone's casting a little bit late. Oh, that's actually the best Leona ult I've ever seen. Oh, thank you, Leona. Oh, thank you. That was actually perfect. She took out the entire dude. She took out the, like, all of that Riven. So we want to hold on to this Janna, or Jaina. I always forget how to say her name. None of these units are really worth holding. Maybe Zac. Maybe a Misfortune. But I feel like we have so much AD that this Misfortune is kind of not going to matter at all. There is a second person that I saw down here with a Samira 2. And Aphelios. They rolled a lot on 8. But they're pretty low HP. I'm pretty sure they're going to die before we even get close to like losing a bunch of HP. So I'm perfectly fine going level 9 still. Like, we could go level 9 right now, and it wouldn't be that much of a problem. I don't think we want this Vel'Koz. And we have a Cloak plus a Tear. Cloak can go on the armor, and that can give us another Gargoyle Stone Plate, and then Tear plus this gives us Hodge, is what I'm thinking. So give us a little bit of healing, but also more damage on our Senna, plus higher crit chance, which is actually really good. And then this gives a little bit more armor. Part of me is actually kind of down leveling right now, just to get this Janna in. And then we just sit here and wait for a lot of our units to show up. And we still have 20 gold. That's actually not bad at all. I probably should have counted that before I looked, but we have a lot of tank units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Plus 2 DPS and 1 CC unit. We're in general just still very strong. And high HP, so this is going to be fine. In the late game, I feel like Econ matters a little bit less. You still want to worry about it, but it matters a little bit less. In that you really just kind of want to focus on getting as much power as you can. The main thing is if you're stabilized, right? If you're stable, you're able to save Econ, you can greet it, you can go level 9. If you are not stable, you definitely need to stay low level. That's the main thing. And we were very stable, and we know we're stable because we've only lost 28 damage and we're in 5-2. Versus if we were like 12 HP, we should be rolling our gold to 0 every turn, trying to stay alive. A lot of these people, this guy like probably should not have this much gold. He should probably be either level 8, have spent this gold at level 8, or he should have rolled this down to 2-star some more units. He does not have a good position to be staying at that much gold, especially because he has ASOL 1. Now ASOL's contested, but it's still not much of an excuse. Okay, that guy was pretty strong. And he's doing the like rolling down to every turn. It's not great that we don't have a Samira. We are grouped up a lot more than we probably should be. We got 2 Aphelios. And if we could find a single Samira, that would be very nice. However, we cannot. But we do have Senna 2. That's a replacement Senna, or we might be able to move to Senna 3. Senna 3 with these items should also be insanely broken and powerful. A lot of people are playing this Zac, which is kind of hard for our team to be able to break through because we're just not busting down these units. His being able to spawn 2 blobs later is really bad for us. We really want execute from our Samira to be able to do this, even though these people do not have the strong... He's got 7 Samiras. Oh, come on. Okay, so we're not hitting Samira is what I've just realized. Until that guy is out of the game, we are not hitting Samira. There's a good argument that we should take Oxforce here, or even lock it to the Solari. I think Oxforce probably is our best thing. Gives the attack speed to whoever it's going to go on. Plus, Aphelios is an Oxforce. Probably could give it to a frontliner like Rammus. Monkahum. Okay. This frontline situation's a bit odd. I do not believe we're getting a lot of value out of Aegis right now. There's one right there. I'm down to put it here, just for higher survivability on our, Rammus. This is the guy who rerolled on This is a guy who rerolled on 7, trying to play Jax and Soraka. He did not hit Jax, but he does have a Riven 3. Which this does not feel super great. We probably have like the most contested comp in the game right now, and we can't find a single good dude. It might be worth taking out Sejuani, honestly. I don't know if Sejuani's even getting 1 cast off. She's doing a little bit of ability power, which means that she probably is doing 1 cast. This guy's level 8. I don't know why he has Zed in there. Okay. Now some... I also kind of forgot about this Janna and her ability to give everyone AP or mana at the beginning of the fight. I feel like if we had a Senna 3 that would be strong enough to win these fights. So let's probably sell this Leona and find Senna 3. Is probably the only way we have left to win this fight or this game. Because this guy is still sitting on every other Samira in the game. 1-off Senna 3 is pretty good. Janna 2 is not the most important thing in the world. And honestly, if we don't find... if we aren't able to find a Samira, this Aphelios isn't too important either.
Get paid and get out.
This is a good question. Probably Ionic Spark is probably the best thing we can do here.
Embrace your
I don't think Janet 2 matters at all. All right. And we are losing to the Zach Blobs again. This is very unfortunate. I feel like Senna 2, 3 really is the only thing that wins us, so not being able to fight it is actually pretty not great. That guy's got 9 Samiras. Okay, and we'll just run 2 Samiras, or 2 Sennas. This should be able to do a lot because she'll get the natural sure shot from being a 2 sure shot. Plus she'll get bonus AD from being next to this Senna, so that should be pretty good. I don't know if we win against that at all, actually. Oh, this comp, that's scary. Oh no, he hit everything he needed. Aegis probably would have been very valuable here. They are, however, getting on the Riven pretty early, so but we can't get through that shield. That shield is just massive. That is an unfortunate case where we're going to go 4th. Actually, we might go 3rd. We went 3rd. That is just unfortunate that this guy was holding literally all of the Samiras in the entire game, other than this guy who also had Samira. We were massively contested, but I think we had made our best chances of being able to go high level. He had Pandora's Bench, which allowed him to get this many Samiras, which is kind of nuts. If we had stayed level 8 or level 7, then we definitely would have gotten out contested and lost the game, is my opinion, if I believe it correctly. Unfortunately, we were that contested. Maybe we could have pivoted to an Aphelios board. It actually probably was a pivot to an Aphelios board. I was pretty stuck on Samira. And then I was stuck on Senna 3. So it probably was pivot to Aphelios, even though Aphelios was also pretty contested. But the main idea was also then that sometimes a lot of people get stuck on staying level 8 or level 7. But we really didn't need to. We didn't lose until everyone else had Samira 2. So yes, we could have rolled down, but if we missed Samira 2, then we also would have just lost a lot faster, and we would have had no gold to go to level 9. And level 9 saved us a lot of HP, so that probably is the difference there between going the 3rd that we did get and the 5th that we probably would have gotten if we were weaker, because we didn't have that extra unit on our board, that extra Samira, or we ran 2 Sejuanis for a while there, so 2 Sejuanis was very helpful. Especially since rolling like all our gold on 8, that would have been probably about 80 gold that we wasted on just finding a Samira that we probably wouldn't have found that much of anyways. Like it would have been a Samira 1. Like a Senna 2 is actually stronger than a Samira 1, I think, in that scenario. So anyways, I hope that was an informational video. Even though it actually wasn't a first place, I think that's actually even more important, because not every game is going to be a first place, even if you make the correct decisions. Sometimes it is going to be a 3rd just because you're that contested and like you made the proper decision to save HP, because at some point you have to realize you can't win the game anymore. There are 12 Samiras out of the board, out of the game. So what are you going to do? You're going to find 1 Samira? Like, it's not going to do much. So we went level 9 and we were able to save a lot more HP, and therefore we're able to still get a LP instead of going like 6th or 7th at level 8. So I hope this was informative. If it was, please let me know by liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you're new. And I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully talking to you a little bit more about Econ. Anyways, I've been Muffin the Gamer. You guys have been amazing, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace.